Hi there, it's me again, your Lavanya. We have already discussed two sections of the basics of Saiva siddhantham. Today we are going to talk about the third part. And the third part, we are going to be introduced to Sandhana Kuravar. We have already seen Samaya Kuravar, which is basically the four saints who gave us Tirumurai and who gave us the holy hymns which we can offer even today. Those are the four gurus we have seen. Today we are going to talk about the next lineage. The lineage is called as Sandhana Kuravar. Sandhanam means lineage. So it is formed as a Guru Sishya Parampara, which is there is a Guru who initiates his disciple and then he initiates his disciple and so on and so forth, and this always grows, and that is how the lineage is formed. So today we are going to talk about the Sandhana Kuravar. This is also called as Kailaya Parambarai. You would have been very familiar with this term because the moment you are into the Saivam community, usually you will hear this word called as Kailaya Parambarai. Kailaya Parambarai means the lineage that was originated from Kailash, and it slowly moved on to the earth. So we are going to talk about the very first guru, who's called as Meikantar. He is also a very young kid, 2 years old, 2 to 3 years old rather, when he was and his birth is a very miraculous one, which I think it's worth our thought. His parents did not have any kids. They had no child, so they had this as one of their sometimes we often feel that having giving birth to a baby is the most important one for a couple. So they had this kind of heartache that they could not really have a baby. So they went to their guru who's called as Sagala Agama Pandidar. He knows all the agamas, that's why he's called as Sagala Agama Pandidar. So they went to his guru. The guru's name is Sagala Agama Pandidar, and they were asking him that we don't have kids, what should we do? And those days, even today we follow that tradition. Those days what he did was he opened all the Tirumurai which was given to us by the four gurus, right, the saints, right? He opened that, and usually what we do is we pick a song. Even today we practice that. We pick a song based on passing a thread in between that. So we will pray. Before that we will ask for this particular, whatever thoughts we have, whatever problems we have, we will just put that in front of God, and we will say, okay, for solving this, can I have a verse? And then we will pass a silk thread around the book, and then there will be one song that is given to us. We will start reciting this. Usually when you talk about it, in 41 days when we read that, we will usually see a benefit that's practiced even today. So the guru also did the same. There was one verse that is given, Peyadaya Piriveidum. That's how the verse starts. So he gives that particular song, and then the couple, they wholeheartedly, with full belief, they read this verse 41 days, and interestingly the lady got pregnant, and they gave birth to a beautiful saint called Meikantar. His name was called as Svedhavana Perumal, that is his original name. And then this kid was actually playing on the roads. That is when the guru, the real guru who's going to initiate him, right? The guru is coming all the way from Kailash to visit Agathir. So when he's coming, that is when his journey is stopped, is hindered by something. So he looks down and he feels that, okay, the kid is the one who's actually stopping. The vibes of the kid says that the kid is matured, 100% matured to be initiated. So immediately he comes down and he's blessing the kid, and he initiates the kid. Now the initiation that is given to the kid is transformed into something called as Sivanyana Bodham, which is one of the most important book for any Saivite. So it is, imagine a 2 years old boy, you know, he's being initiated and he is reciting this and he's teaching this and he's preaching this. So that's how the kid starts to play, and he's inviting all his kids, and then he's talking about this concept called Sivanyana Bodham. That is our first guru. Beautiful verse, 12 verses only, but it contains everything that you need to know as of today relating to Saiva Siddhantham. He is our very first guru, a 2 years old kid. Of course, he becomes a 5-6 years old baby as well. Later, you remember Sagala Agama Pandidar, we were talking about it, who is actually Meghanda's dad's guru. Yeah, so the guru is visiting the village and he is looking at it and none of the kids are around. So he gets curious. He's like, so what happened to the kids? Where are the kids? They say, oh, the kids are actually getting the lessons or the teachings from Meghandar. And the guru gets so curious. He's like, oh, what? A small little boy is doing, you know, he's doing a discourse and all these. So let me go and find out. So he comes down, and apparently that particular day, Meghandar is talking about Arnavam, which we have been already talking about. Remember, Arnavam is one of the entanglements that is you know, encapsulating this particular soul. So Meghandar is actually teaching about Arnavam, and Sagala Agama Pandidar comes over there and he is like very curious, getting very curious based on the discourse, and he asks, so what is the form? How will Arnavam look like? And then the kid turns and looks at the guru all the way from top to bottom. That's it. That's it. Sagala Agama Pandidar realizes that he is our guru. Imagine a situation, Sagala Agama Pandidar is 95 years old, whereas the real guru Meghandar is 5 years old. In Saivam, we don't talk about age for this physical body. This is a classic example. It is the maturity of the soul that we look at. Immediately, the 95 years old guru just falls in the feet of Meghandar and says, okay, Guru, now you are my guru, please initiate me in this path. And Meghandar initiates him, and he calls, usually we give a name after initiation because that's considered as the second birth, and he is given the name called as Arul Nandi Sivam. So he is given the name called as Arul Nandi Sivam. He is our second guru. Imagine, 5 years guru is our first guru, 95 years old is our second guru. Can you imagine what level of maturity that Saivam is having as of today? We don't talk about the physical body's age, we talk about the inner soul's age. That is one thing that we have to be aware of. Now, after that, he initiates another person called as the third guru, who is called as Maraignana Sambandar. And it's not known that he has written any text or whatever, but he was you know, going around and teaching about Saivism and all these, and initiating people and all these. And once when he was in Chidambaram is a place in Tamil Nadu which is well known for the cosmic dancer. So he is sitting over there in one of the shelter. And at that point in time, he is seeing a very interesting scenario. There's an interesting scene in front of him, which is one person is sitting in a, because those days it is, we did not have cars and all these, right? But it was like man-carried cart that was there. So he was sitting in the cart, and four guys were carrying this person. And it was a bright daylight, and yet there was a person in front carrying a torch. You know, those days the torch is made of fire, the fire, right? So he was actually carrying the torch. And when this guru looked at him, something was not right, because if you look at it, it's a broad daylight and you don't need a torch at that point in time. And this guy was actually going in a, you know, a man-made cart, a man-carried cart rather. So immediately he said a verse, Patta Kattayile Pahal Kurudu Pogudu Parir, which means there is a dead log. The dead log is going, and who is going in that is a dead log as well, and the person is blind. This is the literal translation of that particular phrase. Immediately the person in the cart realized a great that came in as an initiation for him. He just jumped on the floor. He fell in the feet of Marignana Sambandar and he said, "You are my guru, please accept me as your disciple." That is how we got our fourth guru, called as Umapati Sivam. So this is how it comes in. Meikantar is the first guru. Arul Nandi Sivam is our second guru. Marignana Sambandar is our third guru. And the fourth guru is Umapati Sivam. If you look at the 14 holy texts that we see around us, there are 14 holy texts in Saiva Siddhantham. 8 of them were written by Umapati Sivam itself. He is, his lineage is very interesting. He is actually from the the family who can do puja for for the cosmic dancer in Chidambaram. So he belongs to that particular family. And when he was initiated outside of this community, everyone else in their community, they disowned him. They said, you don't belong to us anymore, so we disown you. And they made him stay separately. He did not bother about it because he got the clarity. So what he did was he went to a place next to the Chidambaram, and he started a small mutt, and he constructed a small mutt, and he started doing his Saivam related work over there. And one day it's supposed to be his turn to do puja. Yeah, his turn to do, because they even today this happens. They take turns to do puja, and it was his turn to take puja, and apparently the Shivlinga was missing from there. And all the others got worried. How come the Shivlinga is missing? And then immediately there was usually they call it as a voice, right? So the voice was heard, and the voice said, "Oh, I'm in Umapati Sivam's house." And when everyone rushed to Umapati Sivam's house, they saw the Shivlinga in his place. So that showed God had accepted him as one of our guru. And there's a lot of interesting history behind our fourth guru, but I'm not just going into those details. But what we need to understand is the holy text called as Saiva Siddhanta, which is the 14th text, one of the most important area for all the Saivites to read. 8 of it was given to us by our Umapati Sivam. So there are totally 14 texts, which I'll introduce in the next few videos. Yeah, I'll talk about the different books, different texts, and what is the to start with, what we need to focus on, and all these. I'll come up with those kind of short videos for your benefit. For now, we just need to know Samaya Kuravar, Sandhana Kuravar. Just to wrap up, yeah, I'm just wrapping up now. Samaya Kuravar, Sandhana Kuravar. Samaya Kuravar are four of them who had given us Tirumurai, the hymns that we can sing to God, praises of God which we can sing in front of Him. And the 4 gurus who gave us the text which is called a Siddhanta text, usually that is not taken as for singing, but that is going to give us the logical interpretation of who is God, who is soul, and all these. Those are again 4 people, 4 leaders, 4 gurus, and they are Meikantar, Meikantar, Arul Nandi Sivam, Marignana Sambandar, and Umapati Sivam. These are the 4 gurus who had given us the holy text. So we have seen the 2 categories of gurus. Now we will explore a little bit about what were their work to the community of Saivam in the next few videos. I'll come back again with a very short video again. Until then, bye-bye.